Everyone, I wanted to do this video for a while because I was looking up how to ride safely in pairs when cycling, and I could not find a good video on it. I ride every Friday with my dad and wanted to just put this out, and hopefully it helps you as a rider as well. Let me know in the comments if I miss anything. One of the main things, if you're riding in pairs, you're often going to be drafting. Drafting is where you ride one behind the other. And the reason I want to discuss this a little bit before we get into safety tips is it can reduce the amount of effort that you're using up to 30%. So this is going to help you go faster, ride longer, and just help you get a rest in the middle of your rides. So while you're drafting or not drafting, a few different things that you want to do is you want to make sure that your wheel is always behind the rider in front of you. So this is the first tip, safety tip. You don't want to cross wheels in front like this because it can often lead to accidents. When you're riding in a group or you're just riding with one other person, not only do you have to worry about things that pop out on the path like a deer or a squirrel or a car, the things that we know about, but you also have to worry about your rider in front of you stopping really quickly and then you crashing into him. So it adds an element of another element that can cause an issue, can cause a crash, can cause an injury. That's what we want to avoid. So along with riding wheel behind a wheel, second is you're going to have all sorts of intersections if you're not riding out in the country. And at intersections, what I have found best is you have the leader, which is going to be the person that's in front. So the leader is going to be in charge of the rest of the group's safety. So the leader is going to slow down. They're going to put their hand down like this, letting the group know, hey, I'm slowing down at the intersection. There's an intersection coming up. This lets the other people behind them, if they don't see the intersection up ahead, know, hey, I'm slowing down like this. Slow it down. Once the leader gets the intersection, it's their job to look both ways and make sure there is no cars coming or that the cars have stopped. What I like to do is as a leader, I think it's best to say clear when it's safe for the group. You are in charge of the leader of the rest of the group's safety. Okay? If you need to stop, I like to say stop. So stop, because if you say car, sometimes it gets confused with clear. So I like to use the terms clear and stop. And I think those are the best terms you can use. If you have different ones, guys, leave them in the comments. So it's the leader's job for the rest of the safety and to make sure the intersection's clear and to articulate that it's clear. The second person behind the leader, and this I have found that this is often a cause of injury or a big cause of injury, is sometimes the person behind the leader should be focused on the leader. They shouldn't be looking to make sure the intersection's clear. You can do that if you're a skilled rider, but the first thing you want to do coming up to the intersection is make sure you know you're creating a gap. You don't want to be drafting up to an intersection, because if the leader stops all of a sudden, which they can do, you have to have time to stop. So coming up to the intersection, work your way back so that you have a good amount of distance. So if they stop suddenly, you can stop suddenly. And your focus is not on the intersection. That's the leader's job. You should rely on the leader to keep the group safe, and the leader should know he's keeping the group safe. And your job is to look at the leader, because your biggest injury point is if the leader stops really quick, and let's say he's looking at a car, but you're looking at a car, guess what you're not looking at? You're not looking at the leader who stopped that you're going to crash into and can cause just as much injury. So make sure if you're right behind the leader or anybody back in the group, you're looking at the person in front of you. If the group's really big, then you're going to have to clear the intersection yourself. But the key point there is leader's in charge of group safety, person behind leader, focus on the leader, because that's where your biggest injury is going to come. The leader's keeping you safe, focus on the leader. If for some reason we often can see cars, if the leader just totally blows it, then it's your job as the second person to say stop for the rest of the group. Or if it's in the middle of the group, it's your job to say stop. The rest of the group, just like the person behind the leader, should space out at the intersections. It's also a good idea, clipping, unclipping, if you're having SPD clips or any shoes that are clipped to your wheel. I don't know if there's a preference of being unclipped or clipped at intersections. I think as long as you're spaced out enough and your comfort level with clipping or unclipping. If you sometimes struggle with unclipping, then I would say unclip your shoe and then reclip once you know the intersection's clear. Again, that is another reason why you want to space out. Sometimes it takes people a little bit of time to clip their shoe in. So you do want to space back because they're not necessarily going to be paying attention to what's up ahead of them. They're going to be trying to clip their shoe in. So it's another reason why we want to space out so we don't crash. I think that's everything, guys. If I missed anything, again, this is how we ride safer in pairs or as a group. Leave it in the comments. Also, if you are riding, I encourage you to, to ride weekly, and if you have family members, do ride with your family members. Again, me and my dad ride every Friday, and I have found that to be a special time. I look forward to it. Let me know where you guys are riding in the comments, or if I missed anything at all. I'll see you guys in another video.